Hey, welcome everyone. So glad you could join me here today. It is Monday, the 13th of March. Let me make sure I have muted these things. Oh, man. Oh, what a weekend. What a weekend. We got a lot to get to today. But the main topic, there we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. What's up, everybody? Flames in the chat. Love it. Love it. I want to talk about how crazy it is that people these days, they're so afraid of hearing an opposing view. It's crazy. It's like we're living in a world where we only want to hear what confirms our own existing beliefs. It's like you go to a magic show, but you only want to see tricks you already know. Okay? It's nuts. And let's not forget about the media. It's like they're a bunch of sports commentators. They're always picking a side, but instead of reporting the news, it's like we're watching a basketball game and the announcer is clearly a homer. Yeah. And you know what's really messed up? The fact that people are afraid of hearing an opposing view. They're starting to believe their own BS. It's like they're living in an echo chamber. And when you live in an echo chamber, all you hear is your own voice. Let's be honest, hearing your own voice all day is only slightly less annoying than hearing your neighbor's yappy dog. I tried to get 3 different people this weekend to check out Tucker's J6 report. Yeah, all 3 did not want to watch, actually refused to see it. Like it was a root canal or something. Painful, uncomfortable, absolutely to be avoided. They were more reluctant to watch a Tucker Carlson clip than a teenager is to put down their phone, which is saying something. My name is Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Hey, thanks for joining me, everyone. Yeah. Monday morning, why would the stream be nice and working, right? Why would it do that, right? But yeah, I want to talk about this idea that you don't want to hear an opposing viewpoint. And I get it. Like sometimes you have a belief and you got too much going on. You don't need to deal with that. It's too much, right? But not all the time, okay? At some point, you have to say, you know what? Let me listen to a different point of view on this. Because if you don't, you have all the same views you had when you were 6 years old, okay? And who wants to have all the same views they had when they were 6 years old? Yes, chicken tetrazzini, which I loved as a kid, still pretty good. But I found a lot more variety of food, since I was in kindergarten. There's more great music than Kenny Rogers. Although, don't get me wrong, I still love Kenny Rogers. But there's so much more. You don't stick with the same beliefs that you always had. You need to be open to a different point of view. And the thing that I don't get, this is something that I'm trying to understand. So if you can share in the comments, why is it so hard to watch 5 minutes of something that you don't want to see? Why is it so hard? Just do it and say, yeah, it's pretty much what I thought it was. And okay. I just don't understand at all. But I think I kind of get a perverse kick out of it. I get a kick out of finding out I've been duped. Right? I get a kick out of that. And so if I learn something that upsets my worldview, I find it funny, and I I really enjoy it. And that's probably why I like carnies and I like con artists and pro wrestling and tent revivals. I love it all. Like, that is all fun for me. I like seeing how things work behind the scenes. And when I've been tricked on something, I get a kick out of it. But it seems like most people I know don't. They're the opposite. They're very afraid of that. But I would encourage you, no matter what your beliefs are, because frankly, no one has the same beliefs. I hope not. If you have all of your beliefs and they're all predictable, you're a really boring person. You really are. I don't believe all the same things I believed a year ago. Okay? And I'm cool with it. It's okay. It's not a big deal to change your opinion, or at least to be open to new points of view. It's okay. You know, as far as I know, we only got one life. So perhaps if you've lived your whole life going, no, this is who I am, these are my beliefs, I don't need to see anything, you've done that enough. Boring, right? Try some new stuff. It's exciting. It's like some food you've never had before. Okay? You've never had it. Give it a shot. Yeah, you might not like it. You might not like it. But maybe you will. Okay? I don't remember ever having mussels. As a kid, I don't think I had mussels until my 30s. I freaking love mussels, you know. So, and I'm glad that I wasn't closed off to it, you know. You should also be not closed off to new music or new movies or new ideas. It's not a big deal. But I don't know, I guess I'm just preaching now on a Monday. So nobody wants to hear me preach. So let's get to the stories that we have today. Yeah, I talked about being afraid of the news. I want to get to Michelle Yeoh winning last night. That was really awesome. Shaq is in hiding. And this isn't a big story, but I found it amusing, so I want to talk about that. The border had an additional crisis, along with all the other crises that have been happening there over the weekend. Borneo, New Capital, and lastly, I want to just hit on exercise beating meds, more studies for that, and that is good news. So let's get to the stories of the day now. Oh, I was going to try something. Let's see if I can do this. No. Now that's probably too small to read. Is it too small to read? I'm just trying new things. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. So I just wanted to see what it was like if I actually put my little summary up on the screen for you. So you can let me know. Let's see. Let me know if this is too small. But this could just be for today only. Okay. Malaysian-born actor Michelle Yeoh made history at the 95th Academy Awards by becoming the first Asian woman to win the award for Best Actress for her performance in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Yeoh used her acceptance speech to offer hope and encouragement to those who look like her, saying dreams do come true. She also dedicated the award to her mother and all mothers, calling them superheroes. Yeoh beat out several past Oscar winners to win the award. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once won several Oscars in total, including Best Picture and Editing. Okay, so this was fun to see. I haven't watched that many movies in the theater over the past year. Watched a lot of movies on my couch, but not a lot in the theater. Everything Everywhere All at Once was one of the few movies that I did see in the theater. and I really liked it. I love Michelle Yeoh, and it looks like there's some streaming issues, but we'll keep plugging along. Let's see if we can keep it going. I don't know. Anyway, it was funny. It's a great movie. I encourage you to see it. It is unlike what you think it may be. Okay, it's weird. It's odd. It's a whole thing thrown together. I'm not giving away any spoilers, but I encourage you to watch this movie. I actually think it's a unique movie, something that you're not going to see. It's not a regular kind of movie. Let's just put it that way. And I hope you like it. I encourage you to check it out. It's funny, I went into it not knowing anything about it or who was in it. And I didn't recognize Michelle Yeoh when I watched it. And I don't think all the names came up at the beginning. And if they were, I was getting a beer or something. So I'm sitting there watching and I'm like, who is this? She's great. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I'm glad that she won. Now, it turns out, apparently, there may have been an woman actor in the past that may have been Asian or part Asian, but they didn't disclose that. And so now they're saying, oh, Michelle Yeoh was the first one that acknowledged that she was Asian. I don't know. This whole identity thing, I don't really get it. It's not really for me. I think that if she says it's important to see someone like her win an award, okay, that's cool. I don't really think like that at all. I think we do a little better if we broadened our categories of things, because it could be, you know, if you want to keep making things specific, you know, she was born in Malaysia, right? So we haven't had a Japanese-born actor win, you know, best female actor, or whatever it's called, best actress, best performance by an actress. We haven't had a Chinese-born. We haven't had a Korean-born. So if we keep making the categories smaller, that doesn't seem to help people. What if we just kept making the categories bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Then that would make it more encouraging. You know, just because, you know, maybe you are half Latvian, half Finnish, raised in Arizona, right? Well, there's probably not a whole lot of half Finnish, half Latvians raised in Arizona. And if you have this whole idea of, oh, I got to see something to know that I can do it, well, you're not going to see very many half Finnish, half Latvian from Arizona do great things, because there aren't a whole lot of them, okay? But if you say, oh, I'm from Arizona, I'm from America, boy, Americans have done a whole lot of cool things. I saw this person, this, you know, this man, this woman, this whatever, do something. I can do it too. So I kind of like broadening the categories of heroes and who we look up to instead of narrowing them. But whatever. What do I know? Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, Shaq. Former NBA star and TV personality has been accused of avoiding a class action lawsuit filed against celebrities who endorsed failed cryptocurrency giant FTX. The lawsuit, filed by FTX retail investor Edwin Garrison, claimed his crypto account went bankrupt after being exposed to celebrity endorsements. O'Neill was among several high-profile celebrities, including Steph Curry, Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, Larry David, that were listed in the lawsuit. Lawyers for Garrison revealed that O'Neill was the only person avoiding them and noted that the allegations against him were among the most damning. O'Neill claimed that he was only a paid spokesperson for FTX. The defendants are expected to respond to the suit by April 14th. So, here we go. Shaq hiding. Well, this happens when you are trying to serve someone with a lawsuit. You have to have someone actually hand deliver the papers to them. And it sounds like, by this story, that Shaq is hiding out and he's not answering his door and he's not going out, so he can't be served for this lawsuit. It's a pretty good strategy. Now, what you could also do, Shaq, is take a vacation for the next month. Leave the country, right? Go somewhere. Go somewhere else. The tricky thing for Shaq is no matter where he goes in the world, people are going to be posting, "Oh my God, Shaq is here," you know. So he could go to some resort in some small little town in Baja California or something, and word's going to get out that Shaq is there. It's really hard to hide when you're, 7'3". I have had some experience in this myself. In a court case, I was trying to serve someone that worked for the sheriff's department, and they were hiding them, and they were back inside the facility. And so if you went in to serve someone, you had to be checked in, and when they would check them in, that they would alert the person, and the person would go hide. And so it was very difficult to serve this person. And every time it was like $100, to send somebody to try to serve the person. And ended up not being able to have this person be a witness in this case, mainly because they did what Shaquille O'Neal is doing. They're hiding. They hide. And I think it's kind of pathetic, but it is a strategy. It worked. It worked against me. It didn't matter. I still won my case, but it worked against me that I did not get a witness that I was trying to get, because they hid out like Shaquille O'Neal did. What do you think about this? If it's true that Shaquille O'Neal is just hiding out because he doesn't want to be served. Oh, that's crazy. Let me know what you think in the comments about that one. All right, our border crisis. Yikes. A group of over 1,000, mainly Venezuelan migrants, rushed to Paso del Norte bridge connecting Mexico to the U.S. in El Paso, Texas on Sunday. Videos show the migrants pressed toward a fenced border and some of their hands in the air to encourage others to move forward. Custom and Borders Protection increased manpower on the U.S. side, while the Mexican military attempted to contain the incident on the southern side of the bridge. Republicans have blamed the Biden administration for the increase in encounters after rolling back Trump-era policies, while the Biden administration has pushed back on those accusations and accused the Republicans of failing to vote for more border funding and not supporting a sweeping immigration reform proposal. So this was quite a scene down there on the border. I know this bridge very well. I would cross this bridge almost weekly, going down across the border when I lived there. And it was interesting at the time, prior to the Gulf War, you didn't even have to show ID to cross the border. You know, and it just shows you how times change. You just walk across the border, and when you were walking back, they just ask you your citizenship, and you go, American. You know, you just kept walking. You didn't even have to show any ID whatsoever. And if you had a buddy that got really drunk at the at the discos there, and you were carrying him over the border, you had to wake him up a little bit just so he could say he was American, and then you could keep dragging him back back to the dorms or whatever. But this is kind of scary at the border, and again, this gets into the both sides accuse the other of not doing anything right. And this is nonsense. I think this is something that everyone should be able to agree on. We should be able to have a nice, secure border. Doesn't matter who you are, left or right. A country needs a border. And there's no excuse that we don't have a nice facility to check people in. If they're seeking asylum, we're the richest country in the history of mankind, okay? We can build some big facilities down on the border to deal with this issue. It just appears that there's not the political will to do it, okay? But if you're crossing into America, you ought to see something cool. It should be really nice. And we should have some really nice facilities to welcome people into the U.S. that are large enough that are able to hold the people securely. And this whole thing just, I'm disappointed by everyone involved with this. Because it seems like both sides and neither side are doing what should be done down on the border. To have 1,000 young men just like rush the border, that's not good. That's not a good thing. And we have too many smart people to not come up with a solution for this. The whole thing's disappointing all around. Like I say, my solution would be to build a nice, big, beautiful facility with lots of security so no one could get past it. And then if people came in, you could process them and, either let them in or send them packing. But there's no reason that there should be a buildup of that many people at the border. That's just sad. I think back to even when I lived down there and we would cross the border, you could buy like Jose Cuervo or whatever. It was about $7 at the time, I think, to buy a 750, just your standard bottle of Jose. And you would go through and they'd say, oh, you're 21? Okay. And then they'd tell you, okay, go over there to pay the tax. Just stick it in your bag and walk around the little desk where you had to pay I think it was $1.10 you had to pay taxes on the liquor. We never did. But that was the kind of security that we used to have on the border. And we have more, but frankly, I'm not impressed with what's going on there. I wish someone would come in and do something to make it better. But what the hell do I know, right? All right. Borneo. You know Borneo, right? Indonesia is moving its capital from Jakarta, which is congested, polluted, prone to earthquakes, and rapidly sinking into the Java Sea. The new metropolis on the island of Borneo will be a sustainable forest city that aims to be carbon neutral by 2045. However, environmentalists are worried that the new capital will cause massive deforestation, threaten the habitat of endangered species such as orangutans, and imperil the homes of indigenous communities. Jakarta's problems are caused by uncontrolled groundwater extraction and climate change, and the new capital is being built to reduce its population and start fresh with a sustainable city. The new capital is expected to be inaugurated in August 2024, but it may not be completed until 2045. Whoa, yeah, it's a long time. Borneo, the big island, right, in Indonesia. So I will once again show you on the globe, which will not make any sense, but Indonesia is right here. So you go to Australia, up and to the left is Indonesia, and the country goes, the equator goes right through Indonesia. Now, Jakarta is one of the smaller islands here, and they're moving up to the larger island of Borneo. So, they're going to have to do that, right? I mean, if you got a city and the city is sinking and it's falling apart and it's not safe, what a great idea. Let's start afresh. Let's build a capital, and we can take all the knowledge that we've gathered so far from the history of the universe, and we can put that knowledge into building a really cool capital in a place that makes sense. Now, of course, anywhere you build anything, there's going to be a problem from environmentalists. You could say that you were building something in the desert, and that would be, affecting something about the desert. This desert didn't have buildings before, and now that's going to affect the local, I don't know, sand lizard or something. I don't know. There's always going to be issues no matter where you move things. But this is like the story last week about Elon Musk building his, what was it, snail? What was it called? In Austin, Texas, building a little company town. Tried to build a utopian little town for his employees. But taking all the knowledge of all of history and, hey, can we build a community that's even better than what we had before? I think we probably can, right? And Indonesia is doing this, moving their capital. Pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I've never been, never have I been to Borneo or Jakarta or Indonesia, for that matter. haven't been there at all. But it's kind of exciting. Get some new money, build a sustainable city. I would like that, So often when you have a capital and then you have the existing infrastructure, it doesn't really work as well as it should. So building a new capital, that'd be cool. I would be for building a new capital for the United States. Why is it on the East Coast? Right? That is, I get it because that's where the country started. But if you truly wanted to serve all of the country, why not put it in the middle? Let's go take over a cornfield in Iowa or Kansas or something, and build a new American capital, and they could do it in such a way that might be more efficient. I don't know. I'm just talking. Have you ever been to Indonesia? And what do you think about them doing a new project like this? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, we need some good news, right? We need some good news. New study, and I know we've heard this study a lot. There have been many studies about this. This is a study about a study. So you've probably heard this news before, but I think it's important enough to bring up again. And that's a new study shows that exercise is an effective way to treat mental health issues and can be more effective than medication or counseling. Doing 150 minutes of physical activity each week, such as brisk walking, lifting weights, yoga, significantly reduces depression, anxiety, and psychological distress. And we've had a lot of psychological distress these past couple years. Exercise is believed to impact mental health through multiple pathways and has short and long-term effects. However, people with mental health conditions should work with their health professional to develop a comprehensive treatment plan. So, I've mentioned this before, but now there are enough studies out there that you can use this. Exercise, more important than counseling, more important than medication. And I think all of these things are important. None of these things should be neglected. But too often, people, especially in the United States, where there's a lot of big pharma money behind a lot of these medicines, people go in, they're anxious, they're depressed, and what the doctor does is they put them, okay, we'll try this pill. Okay, try this pill. Okay, try this pill. And that's fine. Not an issue with that. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. However, it's more important. What's more effective is getting a little exercise every day. And too often, doctors are prescribing these medications without being as pushy or prescribing exercise for people. And we're not talking about much. We're talking like 12 minutes a day. And what did this say? 150 minutes for the week. So that's 20 minutes a day, 22 minutes a day. You know, brisk walk in the evening. That's what you need. And the thing to remember about that is we think of our mind as being up here in our skull. This is our brain. This is where the depression comes from. But our mind is connected to this whole system. So by getting the whole system moving, getting the whole system working, getting the blood moving, that helps the brain. And I know that I'm oversimplifying it, right? But sometimes we just need things oversimplified. Everything is connected. So if you are having issues with depression or anxiety, obviously talk to your doctor, but also get some exercise every day. And find one that you like. It doesn't have to be ideal, right? If you like doing a brisk walk in the evening with your dog, go for that. If you like going to the pool and doing laps, do that. If you're in Portland this evening and you want to come join me at a dance class, you can do that as well. You know, the important thing is to get a little bit of exercise, because they have found through so many studies now that it's even more effective than drugs, even more effective than counseling. And I believe in all of those. I believe that some people do need some medication to help them out. I do believe that people do need counseling. It's a very useful thing to do. And but you got to get a little exercise too. It's good for your brain. It's probably better for your brain than it is for your body. So that is my I think it's so important. I know that I've talked about this before. I think it's so important. That's why I'm talking to you about it again today. So let me know what you think about this story. Stick around in the after show. I will address your comments. Thank you for joining me on this Monday. If you have made it this far, what the heck? You know, I say I'd like 50 likes. Frankly, I'd like 50 views. Because wow, we're not getting getting a whole lot of traction with this show, but I'll keep working on getting it better. And it does make a difference when you hit that like button and leave me a comment, share, etc. Blah blah blah. Anyway, you all know that. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and I will catch you in the after show. Until tomorrow, peace. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me in the after show. Thanks for hitting that like button. Over there on Rumble, got 3 people watching. Oh, that's fantastic. And Duggo says hi. What's up, Duggo? Thanks for joining us over there on Rumble. We got 2 likes, so thank you, all the people that are hitting the like button over there on Rumble. Let's see. Is anyone watching on it? I'm just about done with Odyssey. I know I've said that a bunch. Maybe we got one person watching. Maybe that's just me. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, I did not tweet. Didn't tweet my show today. Oh well. What are you going to do? Let's see. Twitch. I got to learn more about Twitch because no one's watching over there. But whatevs. Let's check out what's happening on the YouTube. Got Apothecary John always first in the chat. I do appreciate that. Flames in the chat. Coffee in the chat. Tiki Masks in the chat. What's up, Miranda? Fireman 2032 gives a flame. Always appreciate the flames in the chat. Doug Christopher is here. Natasha, maybe you have to do a trade-off. They watch some Tucker, you watch some of The View, tit for tat. That's the thing is, you know, I wouldn't watch the whole View because that's, I've seen enough of it, but I've watched it, right? I've watched The View. I think The View could be the largest source of propaganda and misinformation in our entire country. Maybe. But no, I've seen The View. There's a difference between listening to a position opposite of yours and giving your time to the same old smears and attack on you and your position. That is true. I agree with that. I don't want to listen over and over to people repeating Debbie Wasserman Schultz smears. I agree with you, Miranda. I'm not talking about that you have to do this every day. What I'm saying is, if someone, look, here's an example. This is an example from my life. Okay, when I was young, someone related to me gave me the Rush Limbaugh, his first book, and at the time, I wasn't political at all, but I was like, you know, obviously, I'm not with that conservative stuff. And I never even read it. I never read the book. I think I still have the book. I think it's a first edition. So I kept it. I keep all first edition and signed editions and things like that. But I don't think I've ever read it. And shame on me for that. Shame on me for that. And I should read it now. Even after he's passed, just to see what it was about, because I wouldn't even give it the time of day. And looking back, I regret not checking things out, especially when people ask you to see something. If someone asks you, hey, check out this book, oh, check out this movie, check out this music, you can check it out and decide that it's not for you. But at least at that point, at least now you have a better understanding of what of what's going on. I heard it was a good movie, didn't see it. I really thought it was a great movie. Yeah. In Texas, the server can at some point affix the papers to a door using duct tape. Oh, I did not know that you could do that in Texas. I know all states are different. That's one of the awesome things about living in the 50 states, is they're all different. How about blaming U.S. sanctions on Venezuela that have devastated their economy? Yeah, it probably has a little something to do with the fact that all these Venezuelans are coming up here. What I have learned is in the past, when my videos were seen by thousands of people rather than tens of people, but back when my videos got thousands of views, anytime I talked about Venezuela, I would be hit with fake Venezuelans contacting me in my email, which was fun. And I knew that they were fake because I can look at the headers of the email and I can see where they originated. And they were not from Venezuela. But yes, sanctions probably play the biggest role as to why there's so many Venezuelans down at the border. Nobody wants to go live down at the southern border to do that work. It's not a happening place. I know, but it could be nicer. I think I could make it nicer. Put me in charge. Yeah. I see Shaq all the time. Seems like he's on every other commercial. He is in the media a lot. I don't know. There's something about Shaq that you just root for him. You just like him. He just has that charisma that I've always been Team Shaq, you know. I always thought orangutan had a G at the end. That's how I pronounce it. Oops. Yeah, I think growing up, I always thought it was orangutan. And then at some point, I heard orangutan. I don't know if it changed or not. I don't know. And perhaps I'm even saying it wrong today. So I haven't looked up the exact pronunciation of it, so I could be saying it wrong as well. I don't like our capital being in the middle of Virgin Maryland. It weirds me out. Kansas works for me. I'm not sure what Virgin Maryland is. Is that Catholic area? I'm not sure what that means. Put the capital in Ohio. Or how about East Palestine? No, they're probably not going to put it in East Palestine. Not going to do that. I used to exercise, loved running, need motivation to start up again, says Natasha. Are you still doing the personal trainer thing, Tom? Asked Natasha. Actually, I'm not a personal trainer. I lead fitness classes. That's what I do. And so I put music on and dance around, and you follow along and mirror the fun dances that I do. That's my class. Dance with Tom. But number 3, lowest number yet for me. Okay, well, thanks for hitting the like button there, Doug. I appreciate that. Can't even see how many. Oh, we got 11 likes. That's cool. Tom, you're a mensch. Thank you, Hairway to Steven. I like that. That's a good name. Tom, if you're into dancing, you should do a video clip dancing to your intro, outro music. I have so many things I want to do with this channel. But yeah, I'd love a big intro, like a 30-second intro, like on, TV shows. Like the A-Team or whatever, just a long intro that has some different video clips and things like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put some dancing out there someday. Shaq is or was a police officer hiding from the sheriff. I wonder how that case will go down. Virginia and Maryland is Virgin Maryland. Okay, I get it. I'd never heard that before. Thank you for explaining it to this boomer. I appreciate that. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. If you need motivation to exercise, here's the thing. You don't have to make it ideal, Okay, it doesn't have to be ideal. Pick something you like and just do that. And so at the very least, pick a fun song that you love moving around to. You can do it while you're putting away the dishes. You just put on a song and just move a little bit. Some 80s synth pop or something. Just put it on and dance a little bit while you're putting away the groceries, while you're emptying the dishwasher. It doesn't have to be ideal, right? It just has to be something that you want to do. And so just pick something that you actually enjoy and do that. Do a little bit of that. That's my suggestion for you. But that's all I got for you today. Thank you all so much. Thanks for joining me today. I had to get this off my chest about just not really understanding why people won't look into an opposing view. It's something I don't get. I used to be that way, and now that's gone, and I don't even relate to it anymore. So I just need to get that off my chest. So thanks for all the encouragement and joining me today on this Monday. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday, Reviews Day Tuesday, and see if I have anything special about that. Anyway, have an awesome day. Until then, peace.